Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how you can implement an after image effect or a character trail effect with Niagara Particle System in Unreal Engine 5. So if you have watched my previous tutorials or a series of Wukong remake with motion matching, you will find that I have implemented this character trail effect in the combat system for evading. So if I just showcase you, so when I press this key, you will find that this, while evading, I can spawn this after image effect inspired from the Black Myth Wukong game. I try to recreate something like that. So today we will learn how you can implement this Niagara Particle System, and in the next tutorial you will learn how you can implement this evade system. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so here I am in the game animation sample project's default level. In the previous tutorial, we created how you can add this Nimbus cloud with Niagara Particle System, and also we added the mechanics for flying the same. If you have missed it and would you like to learn how to create this, please feel free to check that out in the previous tutorial. Alright, so we'll start with creating a new Niagara Particle System. We'll go to effects and create a new folder. We'll call this as AfterImage, and we'll create a new particle system and we'll select the empty, and let's rename this as ns underscore AfterImage. Right, we'll open this up and there you go. Okay, so for recreating this after image, we will use the skeleton of our character so that we will map the particles around its skeleton. Alright, so we'll go to emitter update first. We will set the life cycle mode to self, and we will reduce the duration of the loop to suppose 0.25, and let us also add spawn burst instantaneous, and the spawn count, let us increase it to 2000. Looks fine. Okay, and in the particle spawn, for spawning the particles around the skeleton, we will need the sample skeletal mesh. You just need to add sample skeletal mesh, this one right here. And now over here we'll need to add a preview mesh. Let us rename this over here after image effects. Okay, so this one right here, let us add a preview mesh. So as I am working on the echo character, I'll select echo right over here. If you get any warnings, make sure to click fix now in the skeletal mesh and you will get rid of the warning. Also, I would like to go to GPU compute sim, and over here in the properties, make sure to select fixed bounds. Alright, so now what you need to select is over here in the mesh sampling type. By default it will be with the skeleton bones, but we actually want the particles to spawn at the surface. So let's first also add the position for the particles. So over here in the particle attributes, you will find particles position. Just drag and drop right below the sample skeletal mesh, and over here the particles, we are just going to add position of mesh. So if you just go down over here, yeah, sample skeletal mesh particles, going to select this, and as this has been selected, skeleton bones, you will find it will look something like this, but we do not want to actually map the bones itself. All right, so instead of the bones, you can select surface triangles. Give it a minute and it should look something like this. All right, and then you go over here, the particle update, we can add scale color. Alright, and let us add float from curve. I'm going to add a new key. This I'm going to set it to 0. This I can set it to 1. Just looking somewhat like this. Right, in the particle state this looks fine. So over here this is GPU. In the emitter update we have this to self, this as infinite. So if I reduce it to 100, you'll see how it is spawning, but I guess 2000 is fine. Or let us increase. You'll need to decrease the sprite size. So over here in the initialize particle, so the sprite size you can set it to let's set it to uniform, and over here I can set it to 5, and you will find the particles just around the mesh. And let us also set the lifetime. I will set it to 1, and over here I can set the random range of color. You can of course convert this to a user parameter so that you can edit the colors from the blueprint itself, but over here I will just give any color for now, and this I can set somewhat like blue. I will increase its intensity. Here as well, I will set it to 2. Alright, so it is looking somewhat like this, and you can now just play with the values to self-suiting your character. So yeah, you can just go around and play with the particle states. You can set the color. Here I have set it to so that it spawns from 0 and it gets to the max color, and then it get back to 0. So let us put this in our blueprint. So I will open up the blueprint of the sandbox character Echo. Over here this is my main mesh of the Echo body. I'll add Niagara Particle System and ns_AfterImage, and yep, this one itself, and it is looking somewhat like this. And what can I do is when I press any key, for example let us select X key. When it is pressed I can activate this, and let's use a flip-flop. And I will deactivate it. When I press it again. Alright, let us test this out. So at the start I will select auto activate to false. I'll select, so here I'll select the Echo character and let us hit play, and I will enable the after image effect when I press X, and there you go, we have the after image and it looks nice. So yeah, now you can just play with the values, change the colors, and if you actually want to increase or decrease the amount of particles which are spawning right now, so for that what you can do is you can go back to the AfterImage particle system, and over here inside the emitter state you will find that we have set the loop duration to 0.25. What if we set it to default, which is 1? So if you set it to 1 and if you go back, let me hit X again, you will find that the particle spawns but only once every second. So to actually increase the number of particles every second, you will have to decrease the loop duration over here. So let us set it to like 0.1 in over here, and what will happen is the number of particles will increase. So 0.1, and let's save it, and I will hit play now, and if I hit X again, and there you go, you will find the amount of particles over here is increased, and it actually looks pretty sick. So yeah, also one thing I would like to mention over here inside the sample skeletal mesh, we set it to the mesh sampling type, we set it to surface. If we set it to skeleton, which was by default skeleton bones, you will find that it will actually map just the bones over here. And if you play, of course, you will just find the bones spawning over here, the particles spawning in the shape of the bones. So to actually get the whole mesh, you will need to set it to vertices or surface vertices or surface triangles. So I of course prefer surface triangles because surface vertices will be a bit more performance heavy. So I will go to surface triangles over here, and yeah, that is how we came up with this. So yeah, let me know what other things would you like to learn with this motion matching sample template, or any other mechanics would you like to see. And yeah, in the next tutorial I will be uploading about how we can use this AfterImage to actually evade in the combat. So we will implement that. So again, thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and stay tuned for more.